All right, here we go. So this right here is really, really important in the scope of AP microeconomics, okay? Um, you have to be able to do this. This is a skill that is just essential, and it teaches us a lot. And I'm going to talk about both like the technical part and also what does it teach us about the real world. But given this right here, okay, and I love doing this activity in my class, given you have to first draw a perfectly competitive market and firm in the short run. So you have to understand what that means. And then you have to move to long run, become long run. I like to do it with 2 supply shifts just to extra teach the point. Ultimately, move us to long run equilibrium. So, and here are the steps. Starts here, then here, then here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step out of the way. You write these down or take a screenshot or something, and then take out a sheet of paper, and then see if you can go step by step and make this happen. Now, warning: if you're looking at stuff like I don't quite get that, if half these things you don't even know, like MR, you don't know what that means. That means you're not ready for this. You need to be ready to do this. So this is something you could definitely do before you take the test, before you take this what I call my Unit 3 costs and perfect competition test. But this is a key thing. If you can do this, if you can take out a sheet of paper and make this happen, you are on your way to doing well in the whole class of economics. So I'm going to step out of the way, pause the video, screenshot it, something, and then draw it out, and then see if you can make it happen, all right? Did you get it? Okay, I hope so, but let's take a look. I'm going to erase this, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So I'm going to walk through the whole thing, okay? Walk through the whole thing. Try to do it as quick as I can, but as diligently as I can too. So we always have our market here. You got your market, and then you got your firm. Okay? So you got your market and firm, and you got side-by-side graphs. Okay? To box it, just to distinguish it. All right, so then we know we're going to have price, quantity, price, quantity. So the first thing we got to do is what? Draw our market supply curve, market demand. Okay, so this is, what are we talking here? The classic, let's do a classic one, corn. Okay, this is corn. Okay, the market for corn and an individual firm within that corn market. Okay, so supply and demand. So we have then in the market what's called our market equilibrium. Okay, let's see if we can see that. Yep, we can. We have our price equilibrium and our quantity equilibrium. Okay, so that was the first thing you got to do. So draw your market. That's supply and demand, my Unit 2. Then we dot, dot, dot. This is the key one right here. You got to dot, dot. You got to make sure you show that. Dot, dot, dot it over. If you don't do that on, let's say, a free response question on the AP test, they're going to dock you a point. That's an easy point. You said a dot, dot, dot. Just dot, dot, dot it, okay? It's small thing, but it's an important thing. Because that does what? That shows that we have our price for our firm. And our price for our firm is what? Marginal revenue equals demand. Our marginal revenue for the firm is going to equal the demand. So, work our way across. Then, Nike swoosh, your marginal cost. It's down then up in the theory. Why? And it always looks like a Nike swoosh because we become more efficient and then we become less efficient. Okay? So marginal cost. Then we have our ATC. Our ATC is always going to look like this. Down and then up. It's going to reach a minimum as it crosses marginal cost and then go up. Okay? The marginal cost and ATC are always, in our normal theory situation, going to have this relationship. Okay? Then we take a look at this and say, all right, what is going on? Did I do it right? Is this short run or is this long run? Well, we did it right. Look, because here we're seeing what? We're seeing a profit. Take a look at this. MR equals MC. That's our golden rule. So that what this is saying is this individual firm, quantity firm, the firm quantity is right here. So the firm is going to produce at where MR equals MC, that's profit maximization, and they're going to produce this quantity. They are a price taker. They have no market power, so they're going to take the price from the market. Okay? Then we could look at this and say, and this is just a good side thing to know also, we can calculate, and can you do this, total revenue, total cost, and total profit. Well, this rectangle right there is the total revenue. That's how much money is being brought in. And then where this crosses ATC, I don't want to get it too messy, but this rectangle right here is our total cost. And then this rectangle right here is our total profit. So there's a profit. So then, and this is what this teaches us, is that competitive markets are going to give us a higher quantity and a lower price than in other markets. Okay, so a competitive market's going to do what? Competitive market is going to have a profit, and because there's low barriers to entry, people are going to enter. Okay, and because I'm a soybean farmer, oh, I'm going to make corn. I'm going to enter into that corn market, and now we have a supply one. Now the next step is what? More people are going to enter. Supply two. And price, we'll call it price two, and we'll call it our MR equals demand two. Call that 1 and 1. All right, we're still, however, in the short run, because there still are more, there's profit to be made, so people can keep on entering. Let's keep on entering, okay? So more firms are going to enter. More firms enter, and then what? They're going to enter up until a point right about here. They keep entering, keep entering, keep entering. They keep entering up until that happens. And then you have to ask yourself, do I understand what happens here? If you understand cost curves, you understand what's going on here. The supply is entered up until, so they kept on entering, kept on entering, kept on entering, up until when? Oh, there's no profit to be made. Why? They've hit the bottom out point of the ATC. They bottom out at the ATC, and now MR3 represents now, bingo, we hit it, long run equilibrium. We're in long run, so many firms have entered that now there's no economic profit to be made. There could be an accounting profit, but not an economic profit, okay? So this now is the long run. And take a look at this. What happened in our market? Our price went down, our quantity, I'll call it quantity 3, is higher, so we've increased quantity, and this also is known as allocative efficiency, right? Allocative efficiency. So our allocative efficiency now is greater. What happened on the firm side of the story? Our quantity 3 for the firm, quantity F3 is now less. It's now less. We now are, individual firms are producing less. Wait a second, how is that possible? This is how. There's more firms, but each individual firm is producing less. Okay? So what does this teach us? This teaches us that in a perfectly competitive market, people are going to enter. And what is that entering going to do? It's going to lower price. It's going to lower individual profits, but it's going to lower price for the consumer. And we also have what? We have no deadweight loss. Okay, producers are doing as much as they can, and consumers are as happy as can be. Okay, now in imperfect competition, in markets that aren't perfect competition, then it's a little different. Then we don't see this, and then this teaches us a lot about the economy. But ultimately, like let's say I open up a sandwich shop in downtown Onalaska. I couldn't charge whatever, but I am lowering, by me entering, I'm lowering prices for everybody else. I'm injecting competition. I'm lowering the overall price of those individual products, and on the same token, I am also, I guess in theory, increasing the quality. So competitive markets give us low prices, give us a lot of stuff, and it gives us a higher quality stuff. That is the theory. So if you can draw this out, you are doing very well, and this is going to be asked of you on the AP Micro Unit 3 test. Let's dominate. Ask me if you have questions. Hopefully it made sense.